Hello everyone, I'm Musical Daredevil, and I was just about to tell Caius here that we met with someone to Abadi Mesa and to let Mila know that we're on our way. And Caius says that's fine, he'll let her know, but in the meantime he has a small assignment for us. And we'll say that we're willing to do it, but we're cautious, and the reason why is because he gives us 400 gold for that. The particular assignment is to go to a small base of the 6th house near Narmak, which the Imperial Legion found when they were doing some scouting over there. And once we're in there, we have to kill the main priest there named Dagoth Gares, or Gares, or however it's pronounced. And he also mentions to go speak to the champion over at Fort Buckmoth in Alderaan, which we will go do because there's some important information that they will give us. So, in essence, Caius has strayed away from his usual quest of go fetch an item for someone and gather information from them, has instead given us a quest where we have to go to the pink dot and kill it. This should be fun. The Fort Alderaan is just across the road. Divine Intervention will take us there, no problem. You guys know the drill by now. And the person I have to speak to is just inside the front door. Here she is. And what she tells us is that only one trooper of the several they sent out returned, and he died of corpus disease. For those of you who don't know, corpus disease is the big bad plot-related disease of this game, and it's very bad, and everyone is disgusted by it, and they don't like it, and it basically disforms you a whole bunch of bad stuff. While they're in there, they of course encounter Dagoth Gares, and the guy basically went insane when he got back and mumbled a whole bunch of really crazy stuff and a whole bunch of stuff about Dagoth the leader of the 6th house, and something about being with him in the flesh and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff before dying. So this quest is already getting pretty interesting. So corpus disease. That over there is Red Mountain. It's the big evil mountain in the very center of the map, and that has a cliff racer. Moonshine Rhyme sort of talked about it in his particular quest. It's currently guarded by the Ghost Gate, which you can kind of see there, and by the Buoyant Armigers. And they're the ones who are preventing the big bad corpus disease from getting out. But it seems like they didn't quite do their jobs, and things are escaping from Red Mountain. So the place you have to get to is just north of Narmak. It's all the way over there. It's quite a bit of a walk, and so I think I'll just skip there. I'll see you guys after I take care of this cliff racer and then get there. Alright, welcome back everyone. I am just north of Narmak, right outside the cave of Alunibi, which is where we are supposed to go. And right off the bat, you guys notice it's very dark in here. Got this very scenic waterfall though. Quite pretty. And then we should be meeting our first enemy any moment now. I know there's one patrolling this T-intersection right here. Oh, there's a dreamer on the other side there. Yeah, these guys right here are dreamers. They're basically dark elves with no clothes on and clubs. And when they see you from wherever distance they are, they will attack you, and they can see you from quite far away. And there should be someone else coming along here. Is that him over there? No. That's rocks. Ah, there he is. That guy right there is an Ash Slave. You guys will be seeing what they're like when they attack you quite soon enough. You can see him just kind of wandering around there. For some reason, he doesn't like attacking me. Whenever I come along here, he'll just kind of pace there, and then when I get close, he'll just suddenly start casting spells. It goes on pretty easy. The interesting thing is, those guys actually respawn, and if I was to dispose of his corpse, he would come back next time I entered this cell. Okay, I think there's a scamp somewhere in this intersection. Oh, there he is. Oh, and there's a bone walker there too. Look, he'll just cast spells with that rock in the center there. Won't have to worry about him too much. Or he'll cast spells at me. That's bad. Come on. Okay. That's good. Oh, he left us a nice soul gem, too. I've actually started trapping souls. It can be quite profitable. Oh, and here is one of the corpus's. This is basically what happens right after you get corpus disease. You basically turn into a zombie. I'm not kidding. Just look at that animation. That is the most amazing thing ever. They also have absolutely crazy health regeneration, so you more or less have to kill them in one shot. Yeah, I think that's everyone right here. And that's not where we're supposed to go at all. It's actually very easy to get lost in here, much more so than the Ancestral Tomb we went into a couple quests back. In fact, I actually had a failed recording where I got completely lost in here and got turned around and started going in circles, and it was not good, so I trashed it into this one instead. And another zombie. These guys are actually one of my favorite enemies, just because that walking animation. You can kind of see the health regeneration right there. Sometimes if you loot those guys, you can actually catch a disease, not corpus, but something that's more mild, and so it's not really a good idea to loot them just wantonly. Oh, and look, 2 Dreamer twins. Exciting. And they lined up quite nicely. I think there might be a third one somewhere in here, I don't know. Oh, a dead adventurer. These guys have a few valuable things on them, but it's extra weight now. I don't feel like carrying it because the good stuff is all the way down at the bottom. Okay, I think this intersection is where I'm supposed to take one of these doors, and there's another scamp somewhere. Or a dreamer. Oh, he's up for another dreamer. Come on, Pathing. You can do this. Okay, there we go. And I think there's another scamp somewhere around here too, but I don't see him. Okay, Blackened Heart. This is where we're supposed to go. If this is anything else, I would be lost, more or less. Okay, and now I think we're going to encounter what one of those Ash Slaves is like. Yeah, there he is. Basically, all they do is throw lightning spells at you, although sometimes poison. But because the AI hasn't quite figured out how to cast around things quite yet, they're just going to sit there and cast spells into the wall all day, and I can just sit here and ignore them. Now, I could cast another spell back at them, but if my spell hits their spell, they both cancel out, and so I'm not going to do that until they run out, and then once they run out of magicka, they'll just charge at me and I can do whatever I want. Should cast a few more. They'll just stand there casting spells all day. Okay, I think they're out now. Yep, here they come. Come get me. Not a problem. You probably shouldn't be checking those corpses. I have a bad habit of looting corpses, and these corpses, as I mentioned before, respawn, which can get really scary if you don't know about it. Usually my fireball spell hurts these guys, or kills these guys. I don't know why they don't go down more hits than that. Okay, up this ramp is the final area of Alunibi, and it's the area with the final boss, Dagoth Gers, in it. And another zombie. And I think there is another Ash Slave somewhere in this intersection. Usually I encounter him at the same time I encounter that enemy. Not sure where he's gone to. And I could just wait for him, but that would be boring. Oh, look at that. Oh, and I got them both at the same time. Wonderful. So now you guys get to see how I handle ash slaves out in the open. It's actually incredibly easy to dodge these spells. Just keep going back and forth. And if you're really good at timing and you have enough magic to experiment with, you can cast your own spells if you time it right between theirs. But he's out of magic now, so I can just... Oh, no he's not. You lied to me, damn it. Yep, that's what happens when they cast spells at the same time. Okay, now he's down. So I think that's everyone in this particular part I have to deal with. And down here is our final objective. Now this right here I can't really see is sort of a four-way intersection. You have the boss behind those torches, and the other room you have two dreamers. And it's really not pleasant having to deal with all of them at once, so I'll see if I can get these guys before I get the boss. Sometimes they'll run out and speak to me, it's kind of weird. Don't see him quite yet though. Here's the other one. And at this point I think the boss might have seen us already, so we'll just kind of run out and greet us. Nope, hasn't come out yet. Oh, there he is. You can kind of see him back there. Anyway, it says the Sixth House greets us Lord Nerevar. So what that means right there is Dagoth Gear seems to think that this whole messianic prophecy is actually us, even though everyone else is somewhat skeptical. And he welcomes us to the shrine, and he says that Dagoth the big evil guy who is in charge of the Sixth House, has welcomed our hand in friendship. Very interesting. And apparently Lord Nerevar killed Dagoth in an earlier life, although distant priests don't quite agree with that, which we'll learn about later. So Dagoth having sent all of his minions on me and having sent far too many bladed cliff racers my way, has told me that he is going to accept my hand in friendship. Unfortunately for him and his priest, that is not how I roll at all. And the first thing he does is he casts that spell on himself, and that's actually a hurtful spell, which I think drains his personality. I have no clue why they do that, but they just do it anyway. And down he goes. And now he gives us this message. With his dying breath, Dagoth Gear smiles and curses us, and he says this whole flesh thing again. And now, as you can see by our bar there in the lower right-hand corner, we have corpus disease. Yes, we have the big bad disease everyone is absolutely terrified of, and everyone hates, and everyone wants to stay away from, and there's no cure for it, and now we have it. Isn't this day just getting better and better? But now we come to this Sixth House Shrine area, and we'll put our diseases aside and worry about all the fantastic loot that is down here. In all these Sixth House Shrines, they have these troughs, which have just a random assortment of items in them. Got nice potions, got a staff with a little bit, and oh, an armor's hammer. That's quite nice. And hidden behind this trough is one of the nice things down here. These are the Fists of Randigulf, and they are armor which you can equip, and they have a nice constant effect spell on them. Over here on the other side is another trough, which has glass boots in front of it. Unfortunately, I don't have an easy way of selling those because they're worth more than 5,000 gold, and has a Sixth House amulet in there, which are worth 2,000 gold apiece, and every house priest has them on them. Over here is something a bit fun. We have all these bells you can play. And the hammer used to play them, worth 5,000 gold. I think I'll just take that, thank you very much. And that sort of wraps up the major parts of Sixth House Shrine. So there's treasure just kind of scattered around here that isn't worth a ton, I'm not going to worry about it. But now we have more pressing matters. See, we have this very bad disease which everyone is scared of. And so no one's really going to want to talk to us. Yeah, it's going to be quite a bad sight if we hang around town. But you know what? Maybe our character is kind of wrong. Maybe this isn't quite gross disease after all, so I think I'll just sleep it off a little bit, see what happens. Okay, 24 hours in. Oh. That's not good. I think I'll just try it again. Another day, maybe? That should be fine. Right? Oh boy. Alright. How about one more day? 24 hours. Let's do this. Come on, Corpus Cure. Oh boy. Well, I guess that wraps it up for this episode. I'm Musical Daredevil, and I'll see you guys next time, I guess.